Let's go across live to one of the most prominent counting centers in Delhi, Gold Market. From there, my colleague Aditi Anant Narayanan joins us. Aditi, describe to our viewers what you see at the counting center and how much time the polling officials believe it will take before all the numbers in those EVMs have been counted. Aditi.
How do you get it?
In fact, just right now, the BJP candidate Meenakshi Lekhi and the Congress candidate Ajay Maken have arrived at this very counting center. The polling officials here are telling us that by afternoon, at a maximum by 1 o'clock, the counting at this center is going to come to an end. Interestingly, Rahul, they also explained to us what exactly is happening inside. There are about 10 huge halls inside this particular counting center, each hall representing the assembly segments which fall under this particular constituency. In fact, there are all the EVM machines have been placed on these counting tables, and the tables have been surrounded by a cage to ensure that there is no tampering which takes place with the counting, with the EVM machines that have been placed inside. So just few hours from now, in the next half an hour, we'll start getting the trends from inside this counting center, and by 1 o'clock, the final counting of this polling center is going to come to an end, Rahul.
All right. Thank you very much, Aditi. We've been to the BJP headquarters. Let's also find out what's happening at the Congress headquarters this morning. From there, my colleague Tharoor is joining me. There's laddus being brought in, more laddu reinforcements being called for. The crackers are all set. We saw cricket being played at the Congress headquarters in the last 48 hours. What's happening there this morning, Shiv?
Well, definitely no laddus. There was a bit of chai samosa earlier, which is the only thing that's really been able to boost the crowds just a little bit over here, Rahul. But, you know, just a couple of minutes ago, there was an interesting little development. A lot of the Congress spokespersons were out here, you know, speaking to journalists, chit-chatting with them, you know, giving live shots to various channels. And suddenly there were people who ran here and said there's an emergency meeting. You know, so Sanjay Jha, Salman Soz, the rest of them, all of those national spokespersons of the Congress were suddenly, you know, ushered away and into an office over there, apparently for what they're calling an emergency meeting. Now, nobody knows really what this is about, and this happened just a couple of minutes after the trends started coming in. There was a great deal of tension, you know, a sense of, you know, a sense of sort of turbulence in the air when all of these people were taken away there. Remember yesterday, Ajay Maken, who's at that counting center in Gold Market right now, held a meeting with all those spokespersons to, you know, bring out their strategy, but they've been all taken away into, you know, the Congress office behind me right now. They'll be coming out now. We don't know what they're going to be told. Apparently, with the numbers coming in, has their, you know, media strategy changed? Are they going to be putting out a new message? All of that we'll know in just a couple of moments from now. But very, very low-key affair here at the Congress office.
All right, thanks, Shiv. Let's just take a look at the initial trends, because now we've got initial trends for 26 seats. And the NDA seems to be running away with the initial leads. The BJP alliance leading on 13 of those, 18 now. A gain of 8 seats over the last time. The Congress at 4, a loss of 5 from last time. Emergency meetings, haven't all these contingencies been factored in already, Javed? Rahul Gandhi has come back in. Give our viewers a sense of how Congress, because we saw Sandeep Dikshit, Kamal Nath, all of them virtually reconciled and accepting their defeat.
Yes, and you don't have to be a political Einstein to you know, come to the conclusion that the Congress is staring defeat in the face. They are resigned to the inevitability. It's a question of how bad this defeat will be, the quantum of defeat. Their best case scenario is that they're hoping they'd get over 100, at least 120 seats, and that the BJP limits itself to about 200 or thereabouts. And that's what they're hoping for. Nobody in their wildest dreams, no congressperson in private, well at least, has even considered
Okay, from Chhapra in Bihar, we are learning that Rajiv Pratap Rudy is leading over Rabri Devi. He's lost to Rabri Devi earlier. He's lost to Lalu in the last election. He's leading now, and Sharad Yadav of the Janata Dal United, Nitish's party, is trailing in Madhepura, which is where he comes from. And this, Nalini, is a big challenge for Nitish.
Of course.
Because if the polls come out to be true and he crashes in the manner that's being projected, that really jeopardizes and endangers his government in Bihar.
Absolutely, and Nitish had parked himself, and he's been canvassed in the constituency of Madhepura for 10 whole days, and therefore this is this is going to be the greatest blow for Nitish Kumar, and I think in his government we can expect some sort of cataclysmic happenings in Bihar. And also I think that Nitish Kumar is then going to have to rethink this entire strategy, because the Muslim vote for which he went decamped left him and went to Lalu Yadav. So actually, the Muslims placed their faith in Lalu Yadav rather than Nitish Kumar.
Okay, we're
And
also
it
learning
shows
that General VK Singh is leading over Raj Babbar and Shazia
I just
Ilmi in
want to ask you
Ghaziabad,
one thing.
and Mulayam is leading in Mainpuri.
Are postal ballots quite different? Are postal ballots quite different to the other EVMs? I want to know if that is so. Are all the army people voting for VK Singh? Are the postal ballots somehow skewed? Maybe the psephologists can tell us.
There is one critical sense in which postal ballots are different, and that is the fact that actually these are people who made a conscious effort before the election to go and vote.
True.
So there are people who have already made up their mind in a very clear sense, weeks if not months sometimes in advance. They are not therefore reflective of the population as a whole. It's very hard to judge the trend of the voting on the basis of the postal ballot outcome. So you must bear that in mind, that although these leads suggest that the BJP is running away with it, these are just postal ballots.
Absolutely.
And that's a very different segment of the population, and they're not reflective of general voters in any sense.
I'd also like to add to that, what the trends that we're seeing are basically from Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh. We're seeing these are postal ballots from states where we're expecting the BJP to do well. So this is still very early days.
Also, most of the postal ballots that were opened initially, and the initial trends always come in from urban areas. The rural trends take much more time to come in. Dr. Lahiri, what is it that you're picking up from the initial trends that we've seen?
Rahul,
See, I think,
Just one by one.
yeah, as Javed said, that from these results, it's clear that the exit polls are most probably going to be right. But I
We
don't
just want to
think it
hold
will
on
be-
to that just for a while.
It's
No,
not
there are
going to
laddus
be
at the BJP
1
headquarters.
is to
Have you brought
5.
some champagne, Dr. Lahiri?
But, no, but more than that, I'm expecting a Nobel Prize.
A Nobel Prize for...
Abhishek Singhi
Why?
announced that if miniaturization is the subject, then exit polls projecting the numbers, these pollsters should get a Nobel Prize. We know Abhishek Singhvi for many of his activities. I hope he will live up to his promise of giving a
No, but
Nobel
then,
Prize to the
in which
exit
case,
poll-
the Nobel
exit
Prize for
polls.
Psephology will have to be shared among various
That's fine.
psephologists.
As long as the money is shared among us, we are fine. But
Okay, I
want
just want to
go
do
on
a quick round table and get everyone's sense on what the final number is. Everyone in the end will claim that they were bang on. So starting with Shiv Vishwanathan, we're seeing these initial numbers. I want you to tell us, where do you think the NDA tally will stabilize and finish? And then we can see who gets the champagne in the newsroom. Yes, Shiv Vishwanathan.
I'll settle for a laddu, 240.
240. Okay, the BJP is coming to power, no champagne, only laddus, he says. 240 is the figure for the NDA. Dhananjay and Ashok Lahiri have already put out their numbers. Those are the numbers they will live and
It's
die
on
by. They're not
record.
allowed another number
it's
over
on
and
record.
beyond this. Sadanand
So
Dome.
my number is NDA 275, BJP 230, Congress 99.
He's playing
Thank you,
safe.
Sadanand.
He's going just
He's
with the
sitting here.
exit polls. He's
He's
sitting with you,
afraid.
so
I
he's
can't afford to
influenced with
say.
you. Let's go across to Achyut Yagi.
NDA 230.
230.
Between 220 and 230. NDA.
Okay, Veer Sangu.
You asked me this question yesterday, I'll give you the answer I gave you yesterday. I really don't have a clue. I haven't toured the country. I have no way of judging. I'll put my faith in Dhananjay and Dr. Lahiri. What is clear is that we will have a Modi government, and we probably will have a stable government, and that's the important thing, whether it's 10 seats here or there.
Karan, are you joining the sweepstakes?
I'm definitely not joining the sweepstakes. I think those are silly games for people to play. I think it's fun at this
Come
stage when
on,
we have nothing
Karan,
to discuss.
stick your neck
But I'm
out.
not going to stick my neck out
Stick
because
your
I
neck
suspect
out.
that no, the
Don't be
reason
such
I'm
a
not
coward.
No, I'm not. It's not cowardice. It's not cowardice. It's wisdom. We've got Ashok Lahiri here, who's done a psephological analysis. We've got pollsters who've actually done their homework, and it would be silly for us to presume that our anecdotal opinion is somehow better and superior to their more researched one.
It's
What a
not
clever little
anecdotal.
defense you
I
just
think
had.
if you look at the postal ballots, after all, these are Indians. This is an exaggerated view of literate, motivated Indians.
I'm
but
glad
there is
they're
some,
Indians,
There
not
is
me.
some. There is some little story
I hope you
over
have
there
no
that you
doubt
can
about
see.
that.
47, 14, 10. So the 47, 14 is telling you something.
She's also
that there is an
evading an
exaggerated.
answer.
So I'm saying that definitely.
No, will you be an
Give a
outlier?
number,
Someone going for
Nalini.
340?
Don't go on like that. Give a number. What's your number?
275. NDA.
Everyone just wants to play safe.
NDA.
Kavleen Singh, yes.
That's all. That's exactly what the polls say. So why should I?
I'm sticking my neck out. Over 300. Over 300 for the NDA.
How much would be
Over 300 for the
I
NDA.
think over
That's an
250
outlier.
for the BJP.
So you could be today's Chanakya as far as we're
Yeah.
concerned.
Okay, we're hearing that Uma Bharti is leading in Jhansi. Let's take a look at the trends that we have so far, because now initial trends are available for 84 seats. This is moving really quick, and in a moment we'll start diving into a state-wise breakup as well. 55 leads for the NDA. That's a gain of 24 over last time. 19 leads for the Congress. That's a loss of 17 over the last time. These are some of the state-wise figures that you're seeing. Andhra Pradesh came just up, 17 down over last time for the Congress alliance. The others down 7 over last time.
You know, Rahul, I think it may be worth pointing out two things. One, that these are still, because it's just hitting 8:30, these are still entirely postal ballot based. And secondly, because postal ballots are not a very large number, these leads could be very, very slender. And secondly, they could be reversible with great ease. I think it's worth that point.
Indicating a trend.
Well, only as far as postal ballots go. Let's not build too much on it, because we have a responsibility to the audience not to give them a mistaken impression either that the size of the leads is large or that they're not reversible, and secondly that they're on a very small base. Postal ballots are a small base. Things could change, they probably may not, but I think it's only fair that we should be honest to the audience and not let them get mistaken.